seen anywhere else.
Then Jacob Wood. Tonight we have 60 MMA warriors ready to bang it out in 8 off-the-hook fights. We also have 2 female MMA fighters making their MMA debut.
Female fighters?
Yes, sir.
That is unbelievable. You're going to see it live here tonight. The baddest of bad kick down. And no further ado, let's go to ring announcer, MMA icon, the infamous Tony Tiger Green.
Alright, TFA fans, a lot of you guys have been here before. You guys know what the deal is. Before we get started, I'd like to thank a few of our sponsors. We got Spearmint Rhino Gentlemen's Club sponsoring us for the first time. If you guys are hanging out there too late and getting into trouble, you might need to stop by Little Z's bail bonds right next to them. So grab a couple cards, guys. But without further ado, I'd like to thank Camo, California Amateur Mixed Martial Arts Organization. Everybody in here, I want you to realize these are amateur fighters. They're doing this for the love of the sport and to get experience. We don't boo these guys, alright? These guys are doing it for fun and to get better and for your entertainment. You're going to see guys get knocked out. You're going to see guys get submitted. You're going to see guys bleed. And if you're lucky, you might see a girl get knocked out tonight and a main event. But without further ado, this is TFA number 28, guys. We've been doing this a long, long time, and it's time for Sweet Smackdown. Now, let's get the men who make and the women who make this possible. Let's bring these warriors out, and in TFA style, let's get 2 on feet for the TFA Warriors and our matchmaker and CEO, Todd Vito. Let's go, let's get to our feet, guys. Again, these are amateur fighters fighting for your entertainment. Let's go. Give it up. These are your warriors.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get ready for the Star Spangled Banner, singing it live here at TFA 28.
Alright, TFA fans, let's get to it. Right now, let's quiet down for our national anthem from Europe.
Are we ready?
And the twilight
you think about that? Fucking let's hear it. No, let's hear it. Let's start the show, Big Toe.
All right, guys, let's get these fights on the back. Let's get these first two warriors ready for battle. Let's go, guys.
Alright, it's Rick James. I'm coming back to TFA. This is my second fight. Truth be told, it's going to be a short night. I'm going to go out there and post my game plan, and that's going to be the end of it.
My name is Eddie Lloyd. I'm 29 from Long Beach, California. Fighting out of Sweatshop Fight Team. Risky business, you know, that's what it is. Freestyle fighter. Throw them hands, throw them feet, do what I got to do to make things right, you know, finish fights, get it over with, get my name out there. So let it be known, it's Risky B.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a spectacular Spangled Banner sung by this beautiful young lady. I'm here, Maverick the Soul Collector Harvey with Jacob Woods, and we're here ready to commentate TFA 28 at the Longshoremen's Hall.
Yes, Maverick, this is going to be another exciting night of 8 off-the-hook fights that Todd Meacham has geniusly put together. This will be the second event from the TFA in the Longshoremen's Hall. So we're looking for just as much excitement as we had in the first event last March.
Well, let me tell you something. If it's based on seating capacity and standing room only, the show has it beat, hands down. There's not a seat left in this place. There's not an inch to stand in square. There's people standing on the concession stands. There's people standing on the booths. This place is just completely sold out.
All right, TFA fans, let's get these fights started. Fighting out of the red corner with a record of 3-0, stands 5'7", 155 pounds. A freestyle fighter fighting out of 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu and True Warrior Fitness. Give it up for Rick James!
Well, let me tell you one thing. This first fight, this book with Rick James, he is a fire starter. He's nothing but piss and vinegar from the time the bell rings till it ends. You're going to see him continuously go stand up, throw beautiful combination exchanges, go to the ground. He's relentless. He has more gas than I've seen at the Chevron gas station.
He definitely had a lot of fire in him. He had the right attitude. He trains hard. Look for a strong fight from him.
Hey Rick, welcome back to TFA at True Warrior Fitness with Toby Greer, one of the great camps in the world today, and you're back, you're 3-1,
Yes.
Right? You're going for that win tonight. You're going to be fighting Eddie Lloyd at the Sweatshop in Brad Critchfield, and he's 4-2. You guys have a real good record, equal record. I've never seen him fight before. I don't know too much about him. I've seen you fight. You're a great warrior. But tell me how you predict and prepared for tonight's event.
I'm preparing very well. As far as how it's going to go today, I'm planning on ending it early so I can go and, do my thing. And that's pretty much how it's going to go. This message is brought to you by Rick James, a.k.a. the illest Rick James, a.k.a. C4, a.k.a. True Warrior Nation. Holla.
He trains hard. Look for a strong fight from him. So this evening should be kicked off with a bang with Rick James and Eddie Lloyd.
Eddie Lloyd coming from the Sweatshop. I know those guys over there train also intensively, and they have a lot to do with their conditioning. Brad Crutchfield is Eddie Lloyd's manager, and he's got a 4-2 record, but he's going to need that record going against Rick James.
Let's see, this is the welterweight class, which is 155 to 170, but both these fighters are weighing in at 155. They're both about the same height, so you're going to see a lot of athleticism from these guys. You're going to see a lot of combinations, a lot of energy, and they have the physical means to press the fight.
4-2, fighting out of the Sweatshop. Give it up for Eddie Lloyd!
Here comes Eddie Lloyd. Looks like he's got a large following with him. I like his music. It's kind of mysterious. You don't know what to expect from it. Kind of builds, but that's pretty cool. But Eddie describes himself as an all-around fighter, but he did mention to us that he would prefer to stand up if he could. So look for his hands or legs to fly when he's fighting.
Well, that's here to say, being a track and field guy, You know, those guys run on their feet. They're on their feet. So his feet might be his forte to be able to stand up and throw his hands. He did say that, you know, he wanted to turn pro. His last fight ended in the first round with a KO.
He did say that, and that's a good point. His track and field experience has probably come into play here tonight. And so look for a lot of, hopefully a lot of punches and kicks from him tonight.
Eddie Lloyd, welcome to TFA for your first fight with TFA. I know your record's 4-2 though, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's a great record. And how have you prepared tonight for tonight's fight against Rick James, who is 3-0, and he's also a great athlete like yourself?
Man, I haven't really got to do too much research on him. The way I train for any fight is I go for all-around basis. You know, this is an MMA fight. It's not based on just one discipline in the fight. So wherever he's willing to take it, I'm willing to go. As far as what I do to train for is try to get my cardio right, keep my muscle endurance right, hope I don't burn out or gas out in any part of the round.
Good attitude, has been training hard, looked from a lot of energy from these guys. And again, I like his choice of intro music. It kind of builds a little bit. It started off slowly.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, the audio guys got it down now because that bass is rocking, the sound levels are great, and the music has got this crowd ready to watch a rumble.
Just for the record, guys, keep your flash photography on. Tom Meach, get back here. I need you. All right, our matchmaker Tom Meach is one of the best in the business. He's been doing it a long time. These fighters in here are going to see plenty of flashes without you guys hitting them up with your cameras. You got it? But without further ado, let's get this party started right. Todd, we're going to hear this a lot tonight, but you're going to start first. Let's go.
Well, first things over here, my champ, you're off the hook. Both these guys are going to be a great fight. But tonight, we will do a TFA show!
All right, before I turn it over to your head referee, Minor Names, I ask you, the TFA fans, are you ready for a fight?
You heard it from Toby Greer. Here we go. We're calling off round number one. Ryan the man's at home. In the red corner is Rick James. In the blue corner is Eddie Lloyd. Rick James dousing the... Okay, the light is in my eyes. I can't see the color of his shorts.
Red. Looks like red.
Red shorts, and we have Eddie Lloyd in the blue, in the white shorts with the black stripe. Here we go, round number one.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Rick James is coming in here with a 3-0 record, and Eddie Lloyd in the blue is coming in with a 4-2 record. Again, this is the welterweight division. Both these gentlemen are at 155 pounds, so look for a lot of action with these two.
Yeah, it looks like they're both feeling themselves out, probably got respect from one another. And, Eddie Lloyd with a big high kick to the head right out the black. It looks like Rick James might have his hands full a little bit here. Eddie Lloyd, not much information on him. Not a real impressive record, but 4-2. A big takedown by Eddie Lloyd. Rick James trying to control and turn it back around.
Yeah, you called that correctly, Maverick. Eddie used his track experience and kicked Rick in the head and then began to land some punches while Rick decided to press him and take him down. And now it looks like Rick has him mounted at this point.
Yeah, you know, track and field guys, high hurdlers, you know, they have that elongated groin and a big hip flexor. They can do large kicks to the head, especially with his kind of height. You know, he is taller than Rick James by about 3 inches. But Rick James looked like he's controlling it on the ground at this point.
Yeah, that's a good point. It looks like he's got side control on Eddie, and it looks like he's controlling him. It looks like Eddie's trying to scoot towards the wall to use that to get up, but it looks like Rick has managed to keep control of him, although he's not throwing many punches, but now it looks like both of these gentlemen trying to stand up.
Well, I tell you, Eddie Lloyd, that was just raw power standing up. There wasn't much technique in that. He looked like he just wanted to get up just out with his sheer strength. It looks like Rick is trying to keep the backside control, and that's a big takedown. Big takedown by Rick James. That's just inexperience on Eddie Lloyd on learning how to sprawl or moving hip out when he's about to get taken down like that.
Now, just in the first round.
That was the first round, Jacob, and it looks like the billing's been living up to what it's expected. Both guys starting out kind of slow, feeling each other out. Looks like both of them have respect for one another. That big high kick from Eddie Lloyd, and also Rick James turning around with a huge suplex in the takedown.
Yeah, it looks like Eddie came out a little stronger with some of his kicks and punches, but Rick, to his credit, did take him down and controlled him with that slam, and then controlled him again on the ground. I'd like to see him do a little more damage to Eddie when he has him mounted like that, not get too attached with him, try to separate himself so he can throw some of those punches.
Well, it looks like Eddie Lloyd's corner is giving him more instruction with hands and feet, telling him to stay up on his feet, use his length and use his height. Looks like he's giving him instruction on some knees and some straight punches and kicks to the head. It looks like Rick was a little bit more safer, felt more control on the ground, so I'm going to lead to believe the second round, Rick's going to try to take this down and control it on the ground, and you're going to see Eddie throwing more exchanges from his feet.
That's a good call. I'd probably figure the same thing. That kick from Eddie really came out of nowhere. To your point, to kick to somebody's head like that, really from out of nowhere, you need extreme flexibility in your hips.
Especially in the first round, your adrenaline's going, everything's tight, you haven't really loosened up yet. And there is Rick James throwing a big kick and defending the takedown. Just like I said, Rick is going to try to keep Eddie on the ground. I think he feels more comfortable in the clinch and on the ground with him.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, the second round has just started with Rick James in the red corner and Eddie Lloyd in the blue corner. And it looks like these gentlemen both have each other in the clinch.
Oh, that was a standing suplex by Eddie Lloyd. Rick James took a hard one down, but Rick is still in it. And it looks like Eddie Lloyd is fighting with just pure tenacity right now. Rick's definitely skill level is a little bit higher, but Eddie is just using his athleticism straight out to put damage on Rick James.
Eddie has just some raw strength in him during the first round. He just basically got up by using his just by standing up, and now is just throwing Rick around with raw power.
Yep, that was looked like a standing leg sweep that took him down. Eddie getting a little wild now and throwing, and a big standing leaping suplex from the guard position of standing. It's a dangerous time because if you don't loose the opponent up on the back, he can get the choke in deeper and knock your own wind out. And it looks like he might have done that.
Now it looks like Rick has Eddie back and he's throwing rapid punches. He's got to be careful not to hit the back of the head or the neck, but he can hit to the side or the front of his head.
Well, at this point, it looks like Eddie's just trying to recuperate from it, get his wits together, and use his athleticism. His technique's not where it should be right now. He's sprawled out flat. He needs to be hooking Rick's legs in, sprawling himself out, pushing up off, and hopefully he can hang on enough for the second round to come in.
Yeah, you can't stay in that position. That's one of the most dangerous positions to be caught on your back with somebody hitting you like that. He looks like he got saved by the bell in the second round.
Well, that was a heavy round, too. But Rick has got to not waste his time with those little rabbit punches on the side. You know, it's just expunging energy. They weren't doing much damage. You're actually using more energy doing that. I would have put more pressure down on Eddie at that point, suffocate him, got my hips down anymore because Eddie didn't have the knowledge and the skill level to understand to learn how to escape from that position.
Yeah, I agree. Those punches weren't powerful enough to knock him out or even to stop the fight. He should have maybe thrown a couple punches, maybe tried to choke in there and finish the fight.
Agreed. You know, it's kind of hard to be in that position. I think both guys are excited. That was a heavy 2 rounds. You've seen some good transitions from both fighters. You've seen some hell of a crazy moves. You know, the standing suplex is a dangerous one. I did it against a Fijian and almost knocked myself out, but that's just part of the game. That's street fighting. That's, you know, schoolyard chokes and schoolyard slams.
We haven't seen those standing suplex here for a while, but it's always great to see new moves being shown here at the TFA. Looks like we're about to start round 3. Again, this has been a great match between Rick James and Eddie Lloyd. We've seen takedowns, punches, mounts. It's just gone back and forth with both these guys.
And here we go. Eddie Lloyd in the white shorts with the black stripe. Rick James in the red shorts. Round number 3. It's pretty even right now at this point, so one fighter has got to dominate than the other, or it's going to go to a decision.
And I don't know about you, Maverick, but that would be tough to score this fight so far. It's gone back and forth. Both these guys have shown a lot of skill, a lot of athleticism.
I'm telling you, I got it scored evenly right now. Both guys, you know, executing and looking like, with a leaping side kick from Eddie Lloyd. you know, Rick himself, I guess, is just not strong enough for the power to control Eddie Lloyd on the ground. So his only alternative is to try to stand back up and try to use his technique to pick him apart. He's going to try to go for a takedown. Eddie needs to learn how to get his sprawl out a little bit better, keep his hips out away, and it looks like Eddie's going to try to deliver some big knees right here. And it looks like, oh, nice knee connection from Rick James. And Rick James has to use his technique at this point because Eddie Lloyd definitely is a stronger, more powerful fighter.
Yeah, Eddie's a pretty big-sized guy for 155. I'd agree with you. I like the fact when Rick is throwing those, when he locks up with Eddie, he's throwing those uppercuts and knees. That's the best thing to do from that position.
Yeah, being the shorter guy, catching a guy in the xiphoid process, man, could take the wind out of you in a heartbeat, just making that one connection.
Knees are brutal. You can drop people with a knee, given the right force, given the right placement of it. And I think Rick's doing a good job trying to land those.
Yeah, well, Rick has got him in that guillotine at this point. He needs to jump and pull standing guard with that guillotine if he's going to go with that. If not, it's going to take a lot of wind, and Eddie's out of that.
Rick's probably here we go. Here he's throwing more punches again.
Yep, both of these fighters got to let go right now. It has to happen. That was a slip and a headbutt. That's the end of round 3. We're going to have to go to the judges' card.
Yeah, and again, I'm not really sure how to score that one. That was just back and forth. These judges got a big job ahead of them.
Well, that was fight number 1 here, exciting TFA.
What's up, man? TFA rocks! Time beats up! Remember me, brother!
Mylan, here's the camera right there. Thank you, sir.
All right, TFA fans, we got a close one here. Judge number 1 scores the fight 30-27. Judge number 5 scores the fight 29 to 28.5. Judge number 3 scores the fight 29 to 29. Your winner by a majority decision, fighting out of the red corner, Rick James!
Eddie, not the outcome you're looking for, but a great fight nonetheless. You showed a lot of heart in there, threw a lot of combinations, takedowns. Give us your thoughts on the fight.
Rick James, tough dude. You know, the judges thought he won it. I give him the 3rd round. Maybe push and go on the 2nd. I know I had the 1st, but you know, can't leave it in their hands. So that's how it goes.
We can see you again.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Most definitely. Say, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Eddie Lloyd.
All right, Rick, another champion from True Warrior Fitness. Your record now here is 5-0. You have compassion and style. It was a great fight. He was a big guy. He was tough. Give me your thoughts.
My honest thoughts, I came out a little flat. I should have finished it in the 2nd round, but it was a bunch of unanswered punches that the refs saw was, I guess, not finishing. But you know, it is what it is, and that's my fault for not finishing.
Well, it was a tough fight. You did finish. You got the win, and we'll see you back. Rick James, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, everybody, for coming on the sport. All my friends, my training partners, who are here to stand up. This public service announcement is brought to you by Rick James, a.k.a. the real Rick James, a.k.a. the illest Rick James.
Rick James, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go, TFA. Let's get this party started. Fight number 2 is about to get down.
I'm Marco Alejandro Sierra. Ready to fight again for TFA. Get ready to get back in there. I'm gonna kick some ass, kick some ass right now, and come out with that W.
This is Luis Flores coming out of Machado's at Redondo Beach. You know, I just want to say to the crowd, I'm gonna bring it, and that's how it's gonna go down. And I'm gonna chase that middleweight. Let's go ahead and do it. What's up?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. I'm Maverick the Soul Collector Harvey. We're at tfa28 with my co-part Jacob Woods, and we're getting ready to start for fight number 2.
All right, TFA fans, here we go. Fighting out of the red corner, standing 5'7", 155 pounds. He's a freestyle fighter fighting out of Pomona, California. Give it up for Marco Sierra.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Fight number 2. We have in the red corner Marco Sierra with his 0-1 record. He is fighting against Luis Flores, a returner to the TFA, with a 1-0 record. This is the welterweight division. Both these gentlemen are around 155 pounds.
I tell you, Jacob, if you remember the last fight, Luis went, man, he was going for it. I mean, this guy had more gas, like I said, than the local filling station. He just was going and going and going and going. Marco Sierra, we don't know much about him, but I tell you, if it anything like the first fight, it's going to be a barn burner.
Marco Sierra, welcome back to TFA. It's been a while. Tonight you're fighting Luis Flores, and he came off of a win recently. And I don't know, when was your last fight?
My last fight was March 17th, I believe. No, sorry.
This year?
This year, right?
Yeah. So how have you prepared for this event tonight with Luis Flores?
Well, it's been a year since I've been training for this fight. I actually took a little break, you know, trying to get my game better, and I'm going to get this win this time.
You told us earlier that he's been even conditioning even more. So, wow. So we'll see what happens in this fight. So he also said he wants to keep it standing. I think last time he did a lot of takedowns, so he was on the ground quite a bit, but this time he wants to keep it standing and try and work on his hands and feet.
Yeah, he did mention that, you know, his stand-up has improved a lot better, and he felt that he had better hand skills, and he wanted to, you know, showcase that, and tonight's going to be the night that he's going to try to do that.
He's 5'9", 160 pounds, a Muay Thai practitioner out of Machado's. Give it up for Luis Flores!
I do know that his opponent, wow, now that's some serious music Luis is playing. I think this is even louder than the last bass song we heard.
Well, I tell you one thing. The city may be packed, but they got the audio just right, because these people are vibrating across like a damn old electric football game from Tyco back in the 1970s.
This is some pretty loud bass back in the 70s, and we used to turn the bass up. Remember that? That was the kind of cool thing to do back then.
That's what it was about, the 1985 Nissan with ATs in the back.
For those folks who are still in their 20s, they probably don't remember those days. But if you're as old as Maverick and I are, you remember those days. But this is probably the most bass I've heard in an intro music.
I was Luis Flores. Luis, welcome back for your third fight at TFA.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
It's an honor to have you back. You're going to be fighting Marco Sierra. Now, Marco hasn't fought for a while, but he's pretty hungry right now, and he's come up in weight and so forth. And so, any predictions about how you prepared for this evening's event?
I mean, I've just been preparing how I need to, you know, been putting in the work that I got. So I'm here to scrap, you know, stop his hunger and take him out, you know. That's it, bottom line.
Well, I tell you, like I said, they got the audio right. Todd Meacham matching these fights up. I mean, you've seen classic fights on TV. We've watched K1, Pride, UFC. You know, there's nothing like the matchups they're putting on here. They're getting guys pound for pound, dollar for dollar, talent for talent, skill level for skill level, and letting two guys go at it at the same level. And that's what makes for a great fight.
Agreed. You know, And that's really what makes MMA such a great sport. You know, the matchup is key. You know, if some guy gets knocked out in 2 seconds, that probably wasn't the right fight for him, right? So the majority of these fights go the distance. They go back and forth, and that's all due to the matchmaking abilities of Todd Meacham.
That's right. You know, Todd and Joey have been in it since the early 90s. They've been around the block quite a few times. Shoot, I remember even being back as fans and sitting in the front row of my fights. So they're connoisseurs of the game. They're technicians of the fight game. They know how to read through the bluff and read the actual technical ability of each fighter to match these fights up.
Yeah, and it seems to get, every event seems to get better and better with the fighters, the skill level, what they bring to the table. And Todd put on a great event, and that's why every time we come here, we have a packed house.
As many of you total fighting audience fans know, as the night goes on and gets longer, the fights get shorter. So don't forget to give it up for your amateurs. Are you, the TFA fans, ready for the fly?
Well, if it continues like this, we are going to continue on to grow and just continue to need bigger and bigger and bigger facilities.
That'll be ideal. I'd like to see it go back to the days when it was at the Long Beach Pyramid Building and a couple other spots. Those are very large venues. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Round one of Marco Sierra in the red corner and Luis Flores in the blue corner.
Yep, well, Luis caught that high mid kick from Marco Rojas and trapped the leg and took a big takedown. The crowd's standing on our feet. We can't really see it in control. It looks like that Luis is back on his feet.
So it looks like Luis is trying to kick Marco. Now he's back up again. But I tell you, this has started just with a lot of energy. Luis was serious when he said he was working on his condition.
Well, he said that, and he did say he wanted to keep it standing up. It looks like that's what he's doing. He's staying on his feet, delivering the knees, trying to get out of the clinch, dropping the elbows, throwing the uppercuts. But it looks like Marco's trying to take the fight back down.
I'll tell you one thing about Marco. He does train at Tim Kreitzman's gym. And Tim runs a tight ship, turns out great warriors. He is a great warrior himself, having fought in the last couple of TFAs.
That's right. Being able to practice what you preach tells a lot about a man. He doesn't just teach the art, he practices the art, and he comes here and showcases his ability to strike and fight at a competitive level.
I'll tell you one thing about Luis. He kept to his word. He's throwing those combinations. I think he knocked down Marco, and now they're on the floor somewhere, and I can't really tell what they're doing because we can't see anything.
Yeah, it looked like Marco caught that one on the chin, and Luis just jumped on and capitalized, and it might have been too much for Marco to recuperate. That's it, round number one, fight number two. Looks like we got a referee stoppage. Luis Flores, the champion. Okay, thank you.
Sorry to choke.
117. All right, pretty clear winner on that one. Your winner, 1 minute 17 seconds in the first round by a rear naked choke. Fighting out of Redondo MMA, Luis
Not the outcome you're looking for, obviously, but give us your thoughts on this fight.
It's too good, too fast, just got me good, I would say.
We're going to see you again in the TFA?
Most definitely, yeah.
Most definitely. You showed a lot of heart in there. Give it up for Marco Sierra!
That mic has to go directly in his mouth, not on the side.
Well, Luis, welcome back at 2-0. It was a nice right hand. You stayed composed. I liked your composure. You showed your stand-up. You showed your ground abilities. And you showed a class act of professionalism. You know, and you finished it the way you needed to finish. Is that how you outcome you predicted?
I mean, it was about the nice of what I thought, you know, keep it
understand if we had to go to the ground, we had to go. You know, it turned out good, and that's all we could ask for, you know. I showed up to fight, we did it. I came up with the victory. Thanks TFA, all the fans, and everybody that came out to see me.
Well, you definitely did it. You said you were going to be doing it. You said you were going to show the hands and beat the building. You did what you said. Ladies and gentlemen, Luis Flores, first round. Here we go.
Hey, what's up? This is Sergio Castanon, fighting out of Cratesman's MMA. I'm 3-0 right now. My last opponent, I knocked him out with a head kick, and I'm fighting Henry Mendez. This is going to be my 4th fight, so hopefully I knock him out the same way.
This is Henry coming back to you from Al Martinez Muay Thai kickboxing team. This is going to be my 3rd fight in TFA, and I'm ready to bring it. I'm fighting Sergio Castanon, and I know he's a striker, and I'm a striker too, and I'm willing to stand and do whatever it takes to win this fight.
That's right, here we go. The fight number 3. Sergio Castellano, don't have much information on him, but Henry Mendez, you know he's been here before. He's 5'10", and has a little bit of experience under his belt, and he comes to bang.
All right, let's get these 2 warriors out. Fighting out of the red corner, stands 5'10", 145 pounds, a Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. Give it up for Henry Mendez!
Henry Mendez is making his walkout. I like his choice of music too, a little more bass. Sounds good.
So, fight number 3. Sergio Castellano, don't have much information on him, but Henry Mendez, you know he's been here before. He's 5'10", and has a little bit of experience under his belt, and he comes to bang.
I was talking earlier about these guys. 5'10", 140, and Henry is, and then Sergio's 5'8", 140. So these guys are lean and mean and ready to bang.
I mean, it's crazy to think 5'10" guys are fighting at 140 pounds. 5'10", you were a 185er. You know what I mean? Minimum.
And both these guys look pretty built. They're not skinny guys. They got muscles. They look athletic. They're just lean and mean and in great fighting shape.
It just shows you how the game has changed so much. By the fact that these guys standing 5'8" and 5'10" are fighting at 140 pounds.
Henry Mendez, it's always an honor to have you fight for TFA. You're a great champion, and I know you want this one very bad tonight after the last fight, you know, and so I know you went back and you worked very hard with your coaches up till now. So tell me a little bit about how you feel about tonight's event.
I feel good. I'm glad to be back in the cage. I'd like to thank Todd and everyone for giving me the opportunity to fight again. You know, I want to redeem myself tonight and do good again. I'm going to strike intelligently, defend myself however way I can, and hopefully if tonight's goes my way, then I'm going to get the win tonight.
They're getting more and more athletic. Add that to some skill, and that's a dangerous combination.
You know, it's like a Uzi. It's this compact thing with full auto that can do all kinds of damage in a real short amount of time.
140 pounds, a mixed martial arts fighter out of Cratesman MMA. Give it up for Sergio Castanon!
We'll probably see more energy than the last 2 fights, as these guys are 140 pounds.
With Sergio Castanon. Sergio,
hey, what's up, man?
Always good to see you back at TFA. You had a heck of a fight last time. That was a heck of a knockout.
Yeah.
Now you're going against Henry Mendez, and he lost his last fight. I mean, he's really hungry to come in and get a win. So, and I know you want to keep your record going, obviously. So, tell me a little bit how you predict tonight's event.
Basically, just how I knocked the last dude out. I really want to get in there, man. I've been dying to get back in this cage, knock this dude out too, you know, keep going on a winning streak. hopefully be 4-0. I have my belt with me too, and I'm gonna keep it. I'm not gonna let anyone take it. And if he wants it, he's gonna have to take that shit from me because it ain't going nowhere.
Well, we got an Al Kreisman student again, fighting out in his corner against an Al Martinez Muay Thai guy. So we're gonna see how this matchup runs.
Alright, TFA fans, both these guys are veterans of the TFA Cage. Expect both these guys to bring it. Before I turn it over to head referee Mike Belcher, I ask you, the TFA fans, are you ready for fight?
That's a good point, Maverick. Tim does a great job training and breeding these fighters. This will be the second fighter from his camp tonight, and again, he's fighting Henry from in Wilmington with Al Martinez.
Right. Well, we're going to see it here tonight. We're going to see it here right now. We're in fight number 3. It's the first round at exciting tfa28 here at the ILW Memorial Hall. Thus far, 2 great fights, and here we go with fight number 3.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The bell is just rung. Again, Sergio Castanon in the red corner and Henry Mendez in the blue corner. Looks like both these guys are showing some respectful distance towards each other and kind of feeling themselves out, as they say.
Yep, you know, a lot of these guys, especially being newcomers here, they come on full speed or they do the dance. It looks like everybody is being methodical tonight. Professionalism is in the air, and people are taking their time with their strikes and their combinations.
I like that leg kick by Henry Mendez. That was a nice, solid kick.
Yep, Henry's got that infamous spinning back fist that he used last time. I remember seeing it, and it looks like he tried to use it again today, right now. But we're going to see both these guys still feeling each other out, both keeping it on their feet. Looks like Henry's hands are moving a little bit more. And then he's got a leg trap. Oh, into a whizzer, back to their feet. Tell you, these guys are exciting. These lightweights can just go from one thing to another.
Oh, that was beautiful takedown from Henry and from Sergio. Unfortunately, they kind of rolled into a different position where Henry has Sergio up against the cage now.
To teach the cage, instruct the cage, use the cage as your tool. You have to fight in the cage and train in the cage, and you understand that you need to utilize that square fence, that octagon, to help you out.
The cage can be your friend, and now it looks like Henry has Sergio in a guillotine. But now,
guillotine schoolyard style choke. If Henry can hang on, that's going to be it. But we'll have to see what Sergio's defense is. Seems to be hanging on. He's trying to roll out of it. You got to take pressure off your hips and roll into it. Looks like he's let go. Here we go in round number 2. That was an exciting round.
that was, and it looks like Sergio was saved by the bell there. Otherwise, he may have been choked out, but he lives to fight another round against Henry.
Well, you know, the Kreitzman team, bottom line is they came to fight. They're not going to tap. They're not going to give up. They're going to give it their all from the beginning to the end. And these guys are trained to fight the 3-minute rounds, and they're going to try to push all 3 of the rounds regardless.
You know, if they've been training right, they've been put in chokeholds hundreds of times. So they know the drill. They shouldn't panic. There's a technique to getting out of chokes, and that's been drilled in these guys. And that's why they can take it for as long as they've been taking it.
That's right. Okay, put your mouth right on it. Here we go, round number 2, an exciting tfa28. We have Sergio Castaneda in the red corner, fighting again Henry Mendez in the blue corner. Thus far, it's been a pretty exciting fight.
I've seen a lot of energy from these guys. It's been back and forth and back and forth. But you'd expect that at this weight. This is the featherweight. This is at 140 pounds. I don't think the TFA has had many fighters below 140, so this is about as light as you've seen in the TFA recently.
Well, they're trying to get some air back into Sergio. I think that choke took a little bit out of him. The cornermen are back out. Looks like the referee is going to start the fight. Some life's coming back into Sergio's limbs right now, because that choke can take a lot out of him. Here we go, round number 2.
I agree, Maverick. Oh, and it looks like Henry landed a nice jab right there. again, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, nice takedown by Henry Mendez. Now he's got side control. He's trying to mount Sergio in the red, but he's doing a good job with that side control. No, the referee.
For some reason, I don't know if his head hit the cage. Or what? I don't know if his head hit the cage or what happened, but it's a referee stoppage in the beginning of round number 2.
Woo, baby! Hard work, and dedication.
I don't even know what happened. Let's go find out.
Mike, will you face the camera? Thank you.
Referee stoppage, verbal submission, 17 seconds, actually 24 seconds into the second round. Your winner, Sergio Castanano!
Disappointed, my shoulder popped on me, it popped it back. I wanted to continue fighting, but it popped back out again. You know, I can't fight with one arm, but I want a rematch. You know, I want that belt. I want a rematch.
You're a tough guy, man. Hope to see you again. Give it up for Henry Mendez.
Well, Sergio.
Turn to the camera.
You got the belt, you got the rock, you're representing fighters that doesn't, he practices what he preaches, he doesn't just teach, he comes and shows you how to execute. How do you think the fight went?
The fight went good, you know, I wanted to feel, like, to see how his movement was in the first round, come in the second round and go for a knockout, you know, just like my last fight. It sucks that his shoulder popped, because honestly I didn't want to knock him out, I just want to go bang, whatever, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, man, it sucks.
Well, I know that you're willing to give that guy a rematch because that's the type of place you come from, to give this opportunity and you can give him that knockout that he deserves.
Hell yeah, man, honestly I think I would have given it to him today. I felt him out, I felt good, my movement felt good. The shoulder pop, I almost tapped him out, couldn't finish it, but I'm pretty sure I would have got him on the ground like I did the second round, and ground and pounded his ass. Simple as that. I trained hard. I want to thank everybody who came out, my mom, my family, my friends, everybody. Thank you. I'm back for Let's do it.
Nope, too late now.
All right, let's go. Let's get this party started. Fight number 4 is coming up. Loud and clear.
Here we go.
Hi, my name's David Taufa. I've been fighting MMA now for 1 year. I'm fighting out of King's MMA. Master trainer there is Fernando Bottega. I've been training Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai and wrestling as well. It's an honor to fight for TFA, and I'm looking forward to my first amateur fight and more fights to come in the future.
Here we go. Total Fight Alliance. Daniel the Long Beach Bad Boy de la Cuerva is back for number 4. I'm defending my title, Super Heavyweight Champion. This is going to be a good fight. Tavita, I look forward to it, man. Let's do this. Here we go.
Well, it looks like we're moving the fights up. We're in fight number 4. Daniel's been here, no stranger to the event, the TFAs. He's 4-0. He's gone from 185 to 205. Now he's at a whopping 239 to fight for this super heavyweight title against Tavita Tofua, the rugby player from New Zealand.
All right, let's get these fighters to the ring for our TFA heavyweight title fight. Fighting on the red corner stands 6'2", 260 pounds, a Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu specialist. Give it up for Tavita Tofua.
In talking to Tavita earlier, Tavita said that he's actually from New Zealand and he has a background in rugby. He's only been doing MMA for for 1 year, but being a rugby player, you got to be pretty tough. A lot of those skills, all those scrums that they have when they're locked together, that's going to come into play here when he's going to be fighting Daniel.
That is well said, Jacob.
I'm with a great athlete here, tfa28b. Welcome to TFA for your first fight. This is your first amateur fight.
First amateur fight.
First amateur fight. Now you're going against Daniel de la Cuerva. He's been quite a champ. He's won 4 fights, and I know he wants to keep his belt. And I know you want that belt. And so tell me a little bit about how you prepared and predict for tonight's event.
Well, of course, I'm going to begin for the W. I'll be training really hard for this. And we'll see how it goes from there. God willingly, I win. But good luck to Daniel, too, and hopefully we have a good show for the people and they'll want to come back for another fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel de la Cuerva at 4-0 is making his entrance with some pretty cool fight music, kind of similar to some of the others with some heavy bass.
Yep, the Regulators is his song, and he likes to regulate, buddy.
The Regulators, but I like it. It's got a cool beat to it, and he's used it consistently, so you got to tip his hat to him. And again, Daniel was saying earlier that he wants to stand up a little more, and he said look for some excitement in the first round. So he's going to come out strong, according to his words.
Well, he's had some hella fights here, and they've been some exciting ones with some big boys. But let me tell you something about a rugby player. Those guys are tough, hands down. And this guy, he's got 4 boys at home. He's a one tough daddy, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Daniel de la Cuerva, welcome back. Your 4th show with TFA.
That's right.
You got a belt.
Yes,
you worked hard for that belt. I know you worked very hard with the sweatshop, Bradley Critchfield, your coach, and you're defending your belt tonight.
Yes, sir, I am.
Yeah.
Someone's coming after my belt. Worked hard for it. It's mine. I own it. And they're not going to take it easy from me. I've trained on some new things, so look forward to having an exciting fight this time. Hey, and Tavita, man, it's me and you in the ring tonight, man. I look forward to you. Mad respect. And thanks again, Todd and TFA. Let's get this on.
we go, ladies and gentlemen. Starting the first round, of our fourth fight of the night. We have Tavita Tafu in the red corner and Daniel De La Huerva in the blue corner. Ladies and gentlemen, both these fighters are going at it, both locked into each other. You're seeing a lot of brute strength right here. But it looks like both these guys are trying to take each other down.
Yep, a little interview with the fans here. It's nothing but exciting here at TFA. Looks like Daniel is in that belly guard, what we call, an over and under one-arm trap. And these guys are going to the ground, and they got probably close to 600 pounds in there right now.
Looks like Tavita just uses brute strength and dragged Daniel down to the ground. It looks like he's in half guard right now, which means Tavita has one leg in between Daniel's two legs, which is an advantageous position to be in if you're in the top in MMA, because you can use your weight to smother your opponent while throwing punches, maybe elbows at the same time.
And it's a great place to rest. So it looks like, Vita is trying to capitalize on this position that he has right now on Daniel. Daniel said he wanted to keep it to his feet and stand up more, so he needs to get up off his feet right now and make something happen.
And to your point, he's got 260 pounds on him, and now Tavita is throwing some punches while he's mounted, although Daniel's doing a good job trying to shift his weight and get Tavita off balance.
Well, I tell you, this might be a wake-up call for Daniel. He doesn't like to get punched like that. I don't think no one does. He needs to pull him in close or try to push off and get to his hip and get out on the 10-second clapper.
Yeah, and it looks like Daniel is holding Tavita close to him so he can't get higher and throw punches.
That was a heavy round one, and it looks like Daniel's got his work cut out for him today. He's going to want to know not to go back to the ground with him, slow his breathing down, and try to extra stand-up that he talked about earlier today.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think Tavita did a pretty good job on the ground for a guy who's never had a fight before. Did a good job, did a good job mounting him and then throwing those punches, which seemed to be pretty effective.
It actually was pretty surprising. That's why you never know in amateur fighting, what these guys actually have. Granted.
Stay up. Hey,
Just control.
And here we go. We're back live at exciting TFA 28 at the Longshoremen's Hall. We have Daniel De La Huerva against Tavita Tafu, his first fight, and it looks like he's a seasoned veteran out there against Daniel.
It does look like both these guys are a little tired. Now they're hearing the chants of, I think, Danny, which is his fan base here, which I'm sure he has tons of fans trying to inspire him.
Yeah, well, this is Danny's home. This is what he started out with, and so he's got good crowd response here and good crowd support. He's just going to have to keep it on his feet more and keep banging with this big New Zealander.
Yeah. And it looks like Tavita punched Daniel pretty good, and now Daniel's for a takedown, and both these fellows are locked up.
Tavita caught him on that quick chin check, was a little uppercut chin check, and it looks like he's got back down in ground control on Danny. And this is surprising me here for this guy having an 0-0 record.
Yeah, it surprises me as well. And now it looks like he's got Daniel pushed up against the cage and is trying to take his back. And now I can't tell what position he's in, but maybe he has Daniel in his guard at this point.
Yeah, it looks like Tavita is continuing to pull guard and try to keep control with Danny. Danny needs to break that guard and either go to full mount or get to the side or try to get back to his feet and throw hands with him.
I agree. You can't throw powerful punches while you're in someone else's guard because they're going to be using their legs to move you back or forward, or they're going to be holding you down so you can't throw those punches. So he needs to break his guard, regain his composure, pass his guard, and then throw those punches.
I'm very surprised that Vita has this much confidence on the ground and is able to withstand with Danny and keep the control to where it is on the ground. I know both guys are pretty heavy. They're a little weary for tear right now. They're going deep into the second round, and you're going to see it start to wear on their performance.
It looks like Daniel's doing a good job throwing some body shots, which have got to wear Tavita down. But to your point, Tavita is showing a lot of poise and skill to have Daniel in his guard and not panic.
Well, you see Tavita is weird for wear now. He's out of gas. If Daniel can just keep his composure, put the rear naked choke in, it looks like he did it, and he tapped the big New Zealander.
Let's go talk to the fighters.
TFA, baby. Still champion. Stand up. Hey, right here. Super heavyweight champion. TFA, baby.
Is someone going to put a belt on our champion?
Good job, dude.
In your first fight, you showed a lot of heart. The fight went back and forth. You were one tough dude. Give us your thoughts on the fight.
Straight. Fuck straight in.
This is the last time you're gonna see me run out of the gas tank. My guardian's gonna be up next time. It's the last time I'm able to run out of gas.
The next time you can see you with a new improved Tavita.
Yeah, I'm all happy.
First thing Todd Beecham says, you're not going nowhere. You gotta leave live, correct? All right. Thank you. Yeah, great family. You know that, brother.
Okay.
The champion did it!
Well, Daniel, this is 5 and 0 now. Fight number 5. You always scare me when you come up. This is fight number 4. 4 and 0. I thought it was 5 and 0.
I'd like 5.
You got the strap, that's the main thing. I always worry about, you come in all these different ways, but you never cease to surprise me. The bottom line is, it doesn't matter what you know, if you ain't got the gas to go. You kept composed, the guy seemed like a strong opponent. You came strong with the leg kicks, and just did what you did. You win. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, he was a big boy. He's tough. He had a lot of heart. I wanted to stand and bang with him, but my plan didn't work out as planned. But it was a good fight. I'm blessed to be here and fight for you guys. Thanks to my team, Sweatshop, everybody at the Sweatshop. That's the place to be. To all our friends and
say thank you for everyone that came out to my last fight. I'm glad I gave you guys a knockout. You know, I'm only 19 years old, but I'm the hardest worker out there. You ready? I'm gonna come after that belt.
See this? I got this paper after my last fight, where I lost. I beat myself. I don't plan on that happening again.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here at tfa28 Spring Smackdown. We are in our 5th fight of the night. It's been an exciting night so far in this 5th fight. We're going to have Samuel Ray Barrera in the red corner versus Darius Carter in the blue corner. And this is actually a rematch of a great fight they had only 2 months ago.
That's right. Both fighters back to prove again. One to prove that he fought the fight and won the fight, and the other one to prove that it wasn't just a fluke. So you're going to see both guys be very complacent. One guy's got the confidence hand, and the other guy's got a lot of pride to fucking pay back.
All right, TFA fans, got 3 fights left. Bring in some of the big boys. Fighting out of the red corner, standing 6'3", 215 pounds. An orthodox fighter, fighting at a CG fight camp. Give it up for Samuel Ray.
Darius, and Darius has something to prove. He said he'd been working on his composure. So unlike football, where when every play starts, you got to go gangbusters, MMA, it's okay to pace yourself, and he's realizing that. Per his words, he said he gassed out a little bit, but he wants to change that a little bit, and you're going to see a new fighter from Darius.
And you're absolutely right about that, Jacob. Football is a very short burst, explosive sport. It's a different type of conditioning, a different type of training. MMA, you have to have composure. You have to be methodical, and you got to have a game plan. It's explosive at times, but it's more methodical than people realize.
He obviously paid for that because he gassed out a little bit later. So hopefully you're going to see a new Darius. I do know that Samuel, just like Darius, said he wanted to slow down a little bit. So maybe this fight might start a little slower and then build.
Well, yeah, Samuel wants to slow down a little bit because when Darius came out, he got chin-checked about 6 or 7 times, and to Samuel's credit, he weathered the storm.
Samuel Ray Barrera, welcome back for your second fight with TFA. You had a great win in your first fight. Now you're going to be fighting Darius Carter, and he lost his last fight. He's real hungry. He's worked hard. So tell me a little bit about your prediction for this evening.
Well, it's going to be a really good fight. I'm going to be pressing forward most of the time, just get in his face. I really just want to throw some power, controlled power punches just to make him scared, to make him think about what he has to do and tag him and finish him. And that's basically it.
I do know that Samuel, just like Darius, said he wanted to slow down a little bit. So maybe this fight might start a little slower and then build.
Well, yeah, Samuel wants to slow down a little bit because when Darius came out, he got chin-checked about 6 or 7 times, and to Samuel's credit, he weathered the storm. So this time he's going to be a little more cautious, watching those hand combinations and not step into those straight hands that had him dazed in the first round last fight.
And in mixed martial arts, fighting out of Long Beach, California, give it up for Darius Carter!
Darius has applied his work ethic to the MMA structure. We're going to probably hopefully see a different athlete come out right now. You notice his music is more mellow, it's a lot calmer, it's not headbanging was before. He's coming in to ease the ladies and pay some dues.
That's a good point. I didn't even really notice the music until, I think because I'm used to such loud music tonight, that his music started rather calmly.
For the cruiserweight title fight for the total fighting alliance.
And I think for your comment, Maverick, to be a Division I football player, you got to be a premier athlete. Now he played defensive end, at Kent State University, defensive end. And I used to play a little football in high school. It was one of those very tough positions. You got to be very physical. You're always trying to take down a running back. You're trying to tackle the quarterback. You're always in it. You're always getting mixed up and banged around.
Darius Carter, welcome back to TFA. I know you've been working extremely hard. I know you're very disappointed about the last fight, and you've gone back to the drawing board. Like you said, you've been working on a lot of things with your coach, Bradley, and the sweatshop camp. So tell me a little bit about how you feel about tonight's event now.
I feel a lot better. Most of the things that I worked on, not just physically, but I've been more mental. That was kind of my downfall in the last fight. I kind of lost my composure and, zeroed in when I should have been more composed and kept my game plan. So I've worked mostly on being as composed as possible in pressure situations and just making sure that I keep a cool head about myself. So I was disappointed at the last fight, but I learned a lesson from it, and that's the most I could ask for. So I've tried to apply what I learned from that fight and apply it to this one. We'll see what happens this time.
That's also true. There's a lot of things that go along with getting where he went and the work structure getting there. So like I said, hopefully he's going to apply all that work ethic to a different style of training for a different sport and show his athleticism here tonight and get that pride back in his pocket that fell out last fight.
Yeah, I know the last fight they had, Darius came out with a bang. He threw so many hurricane combination. It looked like a little mini hurricane.
Let me tell you something, it's gonna be a barn burner.
It's gonna be an exciting fight for sure. Both these gentlemen are lean and mean and ready to fight. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Round one. Again, we've got Samuel Ray Barrera in the red corner versus Darius Carter in the blue corner.
And let me tell you, even 5 fights into this night, this room is electrifying. Everybody is on their feet. There's not a seat not filled in the house. It's about to happen right here at TFA 28.
And you notice, as the night goes on, more and more people are standing. Usually more and more people want to sit because they're so tired, but that's just due to the electricity of the fights.
Well, Samuel came out banging this time, throwing straight punches on Darius. Darius just waiting, sitting back, throwing the blocks. Looks like he has his underhooks in. Samuel anticipating a takedown. Darius in good control. Now we're going to see Darius unleash a little bit.
Yep. It looks like a role reversal with last time. But next time Samuel has landed some punches on Darius, but Darius does a good job of weathering that storm, and now he's got Samuel up against the cage.
Well, it looks like a complete opposite of last fight. Roles have been reversed. Samuel chin checking Darius, catch him on chin 2 times. Darius straggling back, and now it looks like Samuel once again with a big leg kick and a strike. This is going to be a really interesting fight to watch.
Yeah, you're seeing both these guys come. Oh, it looks like Darius has landed some good punches. These fighters just going back and forth, hitting with jabs, uppercuts, a Superman punch attempt by Samuel. These guys are giving everything that they got.
I'm telling you, I did see Samuel execute that Superman punch. Both these guys in the first round, both taking some hard licks, whereas last fight, Darius just pummeled Samuel in the first round, and Samuel took a lot of punishment. So this first fight so far has started out better from Samuel, even though he won the last fight.
Agreed. He's being much more, pacing himself quite a bit more. And now he's prodding Darius to exchange with him. Oh, and it looks like he got knocked down by Samuel Ray. Darius got knocked down, but to his credit, he's up and attempting a takedown.
I tell you, what a fight reversal. The complete opposite from last fight. Samuel this time, and he jumped into the guillotine, but Darius is out of it. Samuel dropping bombs from north and south, east and west. Let me tell you, this fight is completely turned around. A surprise for the chin on Darius. He's weathered the storm tonight, and it's going to be one hell of a round, too, if it goes in there.
Yeah, I thought the fight was over, but no. To his credit, Darius weathered that storm, got up, attempted a takedown, and was in Samuel's guard, throwing punches to his body as if nothing had happened.
And look at the sportsmanship from Samuel. Samuel hugs Darius right after the round, Darius doesn't even know how to answer to that. This is amazing. This is a complete role reversal from the last fight. Darius in fight number 1 just gave it to Samuel. Samuel weathered the storm with many punches. This time Samuel has delivered numerous combinations to Darius. I'm excited to see is if in round number 2, Darius returns a reversal and chin checks Samuel.
You never know what to expect in these fights. That's what makes them so exciting. And again, both these fighters landed some solid punches. I thought Darius was out, but to his credit, being such a great athlete, he doesn't even seem weathered. The average person would have been knocked out for sure, but these are premier athletes, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, let me tell you, there's some serious bragging lights on the Rhine right now, whether it was a fluke or whether it was a win, and Darius looks like, man, I can't let this happen again. He's staying strong thus far. Samuel seems to have a lot of confidence in his step, a lot of arrogance, even daunting Darius emotionally.
He definitely was taunting him towards the later round, part of the first round, and now it looks like both these guys are starting the second round, exchanging blows. Again, Darius looks like he landed a straight shot there and an uppercut, but both these fighters are keeping kind of a respectful distance here in the second round.
Well, Darius blocking those leg kicks appropriately, checking the leg kick, blocking to the head. Looks like he's slowing down. Samuel throwing some haymakers at Darius. Darius following his game plan, though, trying to keep some composure and not blow his wad. It looks like that's going to work out good for him in the round number 2 here.
It looks like, to his credit, he is keeping his composure. And like you said, I remember now Samuel does like those kicks and followed by those haymakers. That seems to work for him.
Well, thus far, it's been a total role reversal. Both fighters making combinations, and Darius now holding his composure, trying to keep a calm, cool head and not showboating. Samuel needs to get his hands up and stop with the taunting and defect more damage.
I agree. That taunting doesn't do you any favors. It doesn't look good when you're watching it on videotape later, and it's not very respectful. But it looks like Darius is keeping his composure.
Well, Samuel's confidence level is really high right now, but Darius seems to have developed his game plan now. He's being complacent, he's being patient, he's keeping his hands up. Samuel's dropping his hands, and that might be a fall to his chagrin. With his hands down, Darius throwing a wild punch could check him on the chin.
I agree. You got given the size and skill level of these guys, you got to have your hands up, even if it blocks part of the punch, because you could easily be knocked out by one of Samuel's haymakers and one of the straight shots by Darius.
Well, I tell you, Darius is doing much better today. That was a high axe kick to the head. I think both guys weary for wear, came on down. But I tell you, Darius is following his game plan. He's sticking to the program. He's back on his feet immediately, and you might see a different outcome tonight with Darius.
I think the tide has turned in this fight. Looks like Darius is showing a little more composure, landing some more combinations. That spinning back kick that Samuel did, unfortunately, wasn't a lot of speed in that, so Darius was able to kind of just charge him and take him down because Samuel had his back turned.
And Samuel's starting to showboat and do those extreme combinations. That might be a fall to his chagrin. I think Daniel needs to come out, settle down, throw straight combinations, leg kicks, take Darius down, because Darius came prepared today. He's a different fighter. He's got gas. He's being complacent, and he's picking and choosing his combinations.
That's a good point. Samuel needs to change his game plan a little bit. Calm down. Again, throw those combinations. Samuel does have very powerful punches. He had knocked Darius down in their first fight, and his haymakers, you got to be careful for those because he kind of throws those out of nowhere.
Yep, well, it looks like Darius popped right up out of the seat, so his conditioning is probably right where it needs to be. He seems to be keeping a cool heart within himself, keeping his breathing to a minimal, and Samuel over there still having that confidence, attacking from the other side of the ring. We're going to see right here, round number 3, what happens.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, beginning of round number 3. Darius Carter in the blue, Samuel Ray Barrera in the red. And again, both these fighters are probably feeling the effects of being in the third round. But Samuel's got to be careful with those slow head kicks because Darius is going to take advantage of that and throw some combination.
That's what I'm saying. It looks like Samuel is starting to get lazy, and he keeps dropping his hands. Darius may not be making great combinations and making good connections, but his hands are up, and he's shooting straight punches. and that could be to Samuel's downfall. He's got to keep his hands up and execute a better fighting style right now.
I agree. Darius, being a little bit taller of the two, is throwing that straight jab and landing it, while Samuel has his hands down.
Well, Darius is being technical like he said he wanted to do. Maybe it's not doing much effect, but it's pretty straight, and that was a hard elbow from Samuel. Samuel's got to keep his hands up, because even Darius being tired, those straight shots could kick you on the chin just right.
I agree. Even a jab can knock you down. You got to be very careful, especially when you're tired. You got to be careful. You got to always have your hands up.
Let me tell you, this is going to be a hard one to score. It's definitely going to be a hard one to score. Both fighters got to be over-dominant and control this last round, because this is going to be a tight one on the scorecard.
I agree. I don't know who's winning this fight. It would be very tough to judge this fight at this moment. One of these two are going to have to step it up and make a statement at the end of this third round to ensure that they get a win in this fight. But it looks like both these fighters are getting a little bit tired right now.
Yeah, Darius' hands are starting to drop. He's trying to keep them up. Both tires are out of gas. There's 10 seconds left. This is all or nothing right here, right now. And it looks like this thing's going to go to a decision.
It's just a drag
out of gas completely.
Great fight, ladies and gentlemen. That was just a straight-up schoolyard brawl between these two.
Chair.